Electronic Rescue, épisode 2. Je suis avec Chloé, Tropiclo. Comment ça va, ma Chloé?
Très très bien, très chaudement. Très très chaudement.
Ah, aujourd'hui, on va parler des trois. Ça nous fait...
Like usual, ça va nous changer.
Ouais, mais ça nous fait toujours grand plaisir. En fait, je regardais la vidéo de la seule Electronic Rescue qui est jusque maintenant. Et c'est trop chouette parce que c'est vraiment des ados de 40 ans qui parlent d'artistes qu'ils aiment bien et qui sont juste
Moi je
contents.
disais un peu Gonzo reportage quoi.
Ouais, quelque chose de
Oui,
cet ordre-là, quelque
ouais,
chose de cet
d'office.
ordre-là. Et là, on va rester dans la même lignée parce que on va parler de Mark Flash et Alan Oldham, aka DJ T-1000, deux personnages assez importants dans l'histoire de la musique de Détroit et de la musique de manière générale, notamment pas que pour leur musique, pour ce qui est de Alan Oldham.
Oui, on va en parler après, mais il était dessinateur et après, voilà.
Après, voilà,
Oui,
mystère,
mystère.
mystère. Il a été ministre de la propagande aussi, mais ça, il va nous l'expliquer lui-même, parce que j'avais eu la chance de pouvoir interviewer ces deux grands messieurs il y a 2 ans d'ici, je pense.
Ouais.
Cette interview était un peu maudite dans le sens où, voilà, je vous explique, chers auditeurs, auditrices, j'avais un Zoom. Le Zoom, la carte SD était saturée. Encore bien que mon ami Théophug, big up à lui, était en train de filmer pour me faire des images de ce grand moment où je rencontrais deux de mes anciennes idoles. Donc il y a une partie de l'interview qui sera très très bien enregistrée. euh, et l'autre partie où vous aurez un son GSM. Mais heureusement, Chloé est là. Chloé parle super bien anglais et elle pourra traduire tout de manière
Of course,
audible et
for sure.
magnifique. Toi, Chloé, tu me disais que musicalement, tu avais une petite préférence pour
Ouais, moi
Alan Oldham,
je
DJ
suis,
T-1000.
ouais, je suis team Alan Oldham pour sa diversité, parce qu'il a fait autant de la ghetto tech que de l'électro, que de la bonne techno de Détroit. Donc voilà, moi je suis team Alan Oldham.
Et moi,
Tout en aimant bien Mark Flash, mais ça c'est ta team,
ouais, moi, je suis
donc on
team
se
Mark
complète.
Flash pour
Voilà.
son groove, ce truc très brésilien dans sa manière de jouer. Il y a un truc très, très latin, très, très soul dans sa manière de jouer. D'ailleurs, il explique dans cette interview, je vais vous laisser écouter, le chemin que Mad Mike lui a proposé pour justement créer sa musique et pour se différencier des autres producteurs qui à
Tout à
l'époque
fait.
faisaient un peu tout le temps la même chose, un peu comme maintenant finalement. Euh,
Sauf qu'ils étaient précurseurs, donc c'est plus excusable. Je
voilà.
me permets.
Non, je t'en prie, tu es là pour ça. Je propose qu'on diffuse directement cette interview, le temps que je la retrouve dans mes fichiers. Voilà. Et la première question que j'avais posée à ces deux grands messieurs, c'est comment est-ce que vous vous êtes rencontrés?
And then, no, you know what? But the question is how we met. That's the first question, me and Mark Flash. And neither of us remember how we met. You know, it had to be the road. No, it was the road because you would go out with Mike and we'd be playing the same shows and I'd see you.
Oh, yeah, it could be in there.
And then I saw you at the festival one year, and I would just see you, and then we played Zurich together at the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
So I would just
Yeah, we
see
just
you
see each
on-
other all the time.
on the road.
It's submerged. Everybody's there. We just run into people there.
Right.
I remember meeting you and I think, I don't know, it was about the time in the early '90s. You were playing at in this party at the Winter Music Conference, and you went on the mic and said, "Who says that techno can't be funky?" I remember that, boy. I'm like, oh, Alan.
That was like 20 years ago, man.
Yeah,
That was
so it's
2001.
been a
I
long-
remember that show.
Yes, so it's been a minute. But,
yeah.
so we know each other for a while. It's just
yeah.
yeah.
It's just a blur though, you know.
yeah.
It's just you know somebody for a long time and it's like you always know.
There you go.
That's what it is with this man.
That's it. All right. What's up?
Okay, so we got that settled. All right, cool. This is for you.
Actually, this is more for you.
Can you see?
Yeah.
It says since March, in collaboration with C12, you've been organizing a night in Detroit events where we can attend not only the sets but also a conversation between artists and the public. What was the will and desire that led you to to get involved in such a project?
Okay, now that I know. It's a lot of to do, we were talking about Alan earlier about the next generation. A lot of kids, they don't understand like the politics of music and things like that. So it's harder for them to get booked. It's harder for people to know like how do we get booked out there and how do we do things like that. So when I hooked up with them, it was like, okay, we're going to try to put this on, something to get together so we can get involved together. It's better for a lot of DJs that come from Detroit, like the newer generation, to try to come and try to start some, not just get booked, to have parties of your own. Just not in Detroit. You can do them worldwide, and I want to. The more I do this, the better I get. The more I want to teach the newer generation from Detroit, from where I grew up, how to do this, how to become more self-sufficient with your parties that you would like to do on your own, your ideas, because a lot of promoters are not going to really go with your ideas. Who makes the money who's in control. So if you invest in your party and invest in yourself, it's, things will turn out a lot better for you in the long run. Plus you put your stamp on the on this project. That's why I call it A Night in Detroit. Here, it's I don't see a lot of artists, and just not artists alone, like techno artists. I just starting getting to know a few of them, but there's not enough, to me, enough representation of where a lot of black people we don't see them at parties enough. I don't know a lot of DJs unless they're doing Afro beats and things like that. But there's a lot of black techno DJs out there who don't get the opportunity here, and I want to let them know that there's other ways besides the way that whatever they're doing, get at me. We'll work something out together so we can get your foot in this door. You know what I mean? So that's it.
And the next question is, Alan, what appealed to you about this concept? Well, lately I've been doing more talks, talking about, the origins of Detroit techno. It seems to be a story that kind of needs to be repeated because a lot of people do not we were just talking earlier that a lot of people just do not realize that techno music has its roots in Detroit in particular, but Chicago, New York. And it's, like I said, it's one of those stories that has to be repeated constantly. It just seems like there's a demand for it. As I get older in the DJ game, it's, I kind of want to transition to a more cultural role. And in that, you have to spread the knowledge. I won't say academic, but definitely more cultural. And so this is what appealed to me, because I'm trying to make this slow shift in my career where, we do more workshops and talks and just kind of disseminate the knowledge, while we still can. And, we're still, older guys, but still young enough to tell our story. So, it must be done, and, you just have to take it upon yourself to, like he said, to educate the next generation on these different things. And, it's funny, I've been DJing like for 30 years, and this has become a cultural movement. It's not just DJing, it's not just taking drugs and parties and stuff. This is an actual, cultural thing that we started, which we did not know we were starting, right? But it's now culture. So it's incumbent upon us to shepherd it that way. So that's why things like this appeal to me. And then, of course, Mark asked me to do it. How can I say no to Mark? Yeah, and here we are.
Okay, and here it says...
Next one. At the first conference, you explained the story of your first release on UR and your first contacts with techno for our listeners. Could you please come back to that? That's the question.
Okay. my first release, it was about, let's see, Mike and I, we did this show, and actually in Berlin, did a show in Berlin at Old Club Maria's, I think it was. And I went on before, you go on before the artist and everything like that. And so I DJ'd and everything, it was done. We got on the plane. Mike was way up front. We were sitting in the back. And I seen Mike coming back towards the plane, and he told Corn to hey, let me switch with you. I got to holler at Mark real quick. I was kind of like, oh, shit. And he's like, yeah, man, I noticed tonight you didn't play, like, no UR records at all. You didn't play no UR records at all. And I was like, you want to know why? I'm like, well, look, I said, the stuff that I hear, I'm just not feeling it. It's not for everybody, I wasn't feeling it at the time. And he said, all right, so you're gonna have to we need to make it. Let's make what you do like then. Let's what do you like, So now I got a Brazilian background. So he's like, well, what he said to me, the one thing he said, how someone tells you something, 1,000 people can tell you the same thing, but when one person tells you different and it clicks, Mike said, your culture, your background, the rhythms you have, get something like that and digitize it. So it's like not all rhythms are drums. That did it. That clicked in my head. So you can make the same sounds, the drum patterns, with keyboard sounds or with different sounds. You can just put. I was like, that clicked. When that clicked, then that's when I made the first UR record. I did, and it was an accident. I wasn't confident enough yet, so I would just, when he'd send me stuff, and I would just, make it right. I would EQ it, make it sound correct. They'd send me a lot of stuff that people would do, and I would have to make it sound a little better here and there. So on the DAT that I gave him, get back, I had the Brasilia EP. I had one of the tracks that was on there, and it was an accident. It was not supposed to be on there. So when he was listening to it, he let the tape play, and that song came on. He called and said, hey, man, what's that last track on there? I said, what last track? And he showed me. I'm like, oh, inside I'm like, damn, I thought I erased all of it. And he's like, yeah. He said, that's the shit I'm talking about. I was like, for real? Like that. In my mind, I can make this shit all day. He said, that's you. You have to, this is your sound. You have to, you have to get your sound. You have to make your side. Don't give me stuff that I already played. He already embarrassed me before. We was out in the car one time. I brought him a track, and he's like, I was bugging him. I'm like, come on out in the car, listen to this track. He was busy. Mike always busy working on the building all the time. So he's like, all right, he got me a break. He's like, all right, I played it in the car, and I was jamming to it and everything. And I said, what do you think? He looks at me and said, you want to be honest with you? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, man, that's some bullshit. Don't ever bring me no shit like that again, man. You wasting my damn time. You just stop playing what you hear and play what you are, who you are. Stop playing stuff that you hear. And it makes you think, like, what am I doing wrong, But it's not what you're doing wrong. You have to find your sound yourself. It has to come out of you, It's not go in, it has to come out. And that's how that all started. That's it. Mike can be cruel sometimes, but
Hey, man.
it's necessary.
Hey, man. It totally is. It's tough love.
Yes, it is.
All right, the question for me. You were communications minister for UR. What did that job entail? Yeah, I was the minister of information, underground resistance in the early 90s, because it was like Griff from Public Enemy. He was the minister of propaganda. So I was kind of Griff, kind of. No, what happened was, I'll tell you how I got the job. Okay, so I was working. There was this indie record label, and it was a friend of Jeff's. He was running this label, and I was working for this guy. And I was sitting. My job at this record label was basically to sit in the office all day and tell people that he wasn't there because he owed all these people all this money. So they would just call, hey man, is Tony there? And they're like, no, he's not here. That was my job all day. And I got like this, he paid me when he felt like it, one of them things. So Mills comes by the office, and he sees me sitting there, and he's like, "Hey man, look, I'm starting up this thing called UR, and we need somebody to do promo, do press releases and communication, blah blah." And I was doing my radio show back on WDT at the time, so and my degree was in radio, TV, film, so I knew how to do press releases and all that stuff. So basically, I left that place. I went over to work for Jeff and Mike. And we were working in Mike's mom's basement over on like Livernois and 7 Mile. And, I was doing all those, the first press releases for like X101 and The Vision, and there were a couple others that I did. The Riot EP. I was the one writing the press releases, and back in those days, it was a fax machine. So you write the press releases, and you just send faxes, to everybody. And that's how that first UR hype started, because people over here in Europe, this fax would come in. It's like, what is this? And it would be Underground Resistance, And that was my first job for Jeff. I was getting $50 a week, gas money. It was cool though.
Yeah.
And I was basically that's what basically got me in at UR. And they had this other guy. It was 4 of us working in the office, and they had this other guy. And this other guy was doing artwork and paste ups, because you got to remember, this is before Photoshop, Illustrator, whatever, where you had to be like a collage. You had to cut stuff out and glue it and all that. So it was this guy that was doing all this stuff, and he had a little art table off to the corner, and he had done like a couple of rap records, like local rap records, and this is a cool dude. Turns out that this guy was Robert Hood. So we all were working in the office at the same time, and Jeff was teaching Rob how to make tracks, and so that's how I got involved, being the minister of propaganda, minister of information at Underground. Because when UR first started, it was the techno Public Enemy. That was, that was the idea. It was 242 and Public Enemy in one. That's what it was. It was specifically inspired by Front 242.
Wow.
And so a little sidebar story. So in my capacity at WDT, they let me DJ in front of the bands that would come into town. And then I open for them and just play records and stuff like that. So Front 242 came to town, and it came to Detroit. And this was, they were touring off Front by Front. And Mills came to the show. So me and Mills were like in the front row watching Front 242, Front 242, of course, from Brussels, okay? And so me and Jeff were watching 242. He said, hey man, I'm going to make some shit just like that. And like about a year later, that's when he came to me at the, telling me about UR and how we started it. But that was the idea. It was like Front 242 and Public Enemy in one. So they kind of took the Minister of Propaganda or Minister of Information griff concept, and they called me that. So that's how I got involved with Underground Resistance at first.
Dang.
Yeah.
Didn't know that part, man.
This is why we have to tell the story.
Yes.
Because
yes.
It's so much of the stuff that people don't know.
Yep.
Yep.
I
mean, they barely know that techno is black to begin with.
That's right.
But then when you go to the deeper levels,
yeah.
People do not know that these were the actual inspirations, for this stuff. But yeah, the bottom line here is Front 242 was played in Detroit. I used to play them on my radio show, and that's why people came to the show, because I would play their tracks. And, Mills was inspired.
Wow.
So let's go down here. question, Alan and Mark. The question is, I know Alan hosted a radio show, and that radio culture is much more developed in the U.S. than in Europe. Could you tell us if you still have a connection with radio, and if so, what? I'll start this one. I'll take it. Sadly, I don't really have that connection with radio anymore, especially living over in Europe. I thought about, how, young people probably don't have any connection with terrestrial normal radio either, right. Which is a shame because this is how guys like us came up listening to the radio. And Mojo especially. And, that was my major in school. I wanted to be a radio guy. That was like, if techno had not happened, that was going to be my career, is to go on the radio. So it really impacted our generations and generation previous, but the young kids, they stream stuff, Spotify, radio personalities don't really
have personalities.
Right. Zero personality. Yeah. But when I went back to Detroit, I was back in Detroit for 2 months on tour, and I visited WDET, and I did a set on air and everything, and I had not been at WDET for like 30 years. So it was cool to go back and everything, but speaking for myself, I really don't have that connection like I used to. I wish I did.
Yeah, same here. I grew up on radio, like I said, Mojo, but even before Mojo, all the radio stations played, all different. You had like more radio stations. They were playing different stuff. Like the longer I listen to radio, the more I can turn the channel now, and the other stations playing the same thing. It's the same stuff over and over and over again. Yeah, and that's horrible. Like that's why I can't relate to that when it's that like that. It's too commercial. And anything commercial is just they found a formula and they keep using that same formula over and over and over again. Like everybody doesn't have the have the same taste in music, and they have the same thing looping over and over. Back in the days, you can change the station and hear all kinds of stuff. All from like we got a wide range, a wide variety of musical tastes growing up. Like saying I can hear Alexander Robotnik, and next I can hear Kraftwerk. We can hear Funkadelic, all in the same radio station. Especially when Mojo played some of everything. We had I thought, growing up, I thought all the radio stations were like this. I thought everywhere was just like this. So I can go to another, just to like Ohio or something, and say, hey man, you know the B-52s? They never heard of them. It's like, oh, okay. But they got stations over there that are different, like WDAO back in Dayton back in the days. It was just like, they had DJ kind of like Mojo. They called him Dr. Frost. He's just imitating what Mojo does. He had the introduction when he came on. Mojo was cinematic. He was like, if you could picture him in your head, you can picture what you think he looked like. You can picture like the mothership. You can hear everything. He put on a show. It was a radio show, and I'll be sitting on my front porch, and you keep cars going by. I lived on the main road, and Mojo would say, you driving your car, honk your horn, whatever, and let everybody, you see cars flashing their lights, honking their horns, every night. Every night he would come on, you would hear it, you just run out in front, and you can see people honking their horns and things like that, how many fans and stuff.
Là, chers auditeurs, auditrices, on va repasser dans le moment enregistré par téléphone, donc je me permets juste d'interrompre ces deux grands artistes pour vous contextualiser. On est reparti.
It was just amazing. And I told him before that we had a job at the same radio station. It was what's the WH right there? WDRQ. Yeah, and I used to make mixtapes for them, 30-minute mixtapes. Yeah, I didn't know that. And not for long. If they heard Jeff, they say my best. Oh, really? Yeah. They came like no longer needed good services. They packed you out. They packed me out. But I heard y'all, I was like, oh, okay, I understand why. Shoot, Jeff was bad. He was a maniac. So it was like, that's why. And I started listening to him. So yeah, like radio, it was important. And back then, a lot of the music that you heard on the street. Let me say this, like, I think back then, the music industry was guided by the streets. Now, the music industry guys. It tells them what they want to hear. They got it straight up.
Right.
So it tells them what's popular instead of them taking control and doing it on their own.
Right.
So I think that's an issue. That's a problem. So I can't get behind that. I don't listen to radio that much anymore. It doesn't inspire me anymore.
All right, next question. Here we go. This one's for me. Did you get into techno music through drawing, or did you already have a passion for the genre? That's a really good question.
Yeah.
I got into techno because of my art. That was the entry point for me. So here's another old man story. You know, old man always got stories. All right, so I grew up with Derek May. Okay, so me and Derek knew each other from 10 years old. And we both moved away from the neighborhood. And I didn't see him again until high school. And at that point, he was trying to DJ, and he was part of a DJ crew called Deep Space with Juan Atkins. Juan was his mentor. And, they would do parties around town. It was like a proper sound system. Like they would show up with the whole sound system, and they'd play like debutante balls, high school parties, anything like that. And I began to see him at the mall, because I worked at the mall. There's a mall called Northland.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I worked at Northland, and you know who worked right across from me in Northland was Jeff.
Really?
Mills, yeah. I worked at the Artworks, the art framing place, and then he worked at this, I forget the name of it, but it's this Waker shop. Like everything was Waker.
Yes, I remember that.
He worked at it. But anyway, I would begin to see Derek again promoting his parties, always running around giving flyers out. So years passed, I'm in college, and he cut through, like there's a place called Student Center. I went to Wayne State. There's a place called Student Center, which is basically student lounge, just hang out, blah, blah, blah. So he would cut through there on the way to work, because he had a job near the campus. So one day he comes in and he sees me drawing. And I'm in between classes, he sees me drawing. He's like, hey man, I'm starting a new label, and I need some label art for my record. You want to do it? He said, I'll give you $50. This $50 was the universal, the universal amount back then. So you get $50. So I did this label. He told me the name of the tracks and all that to go by. And I did, it turned out to be a new photo. And then it was right around that time I got my radio show at WBT. And he gave me, like the night before I went on for my first show, I went by his house and he gave me like a whole stack of records. Hey man, play these. And that turned out to be, Kevin and, Juan and, Blake, and it was like a whole just stack of what was the first Detroit techno record. And then when the New Dance Sound of Detroit compilation came out, gave me a copy of that. He used to hook me up. And I would play this stuff on the air. And that's kind of how I got into techno, first through the art, and then my radio show, and then I started wanting to DJ out and and mix and make my own tracks. But the entry point was me doing artwork for Derek. That's what really got it. And then I started discovering, while I was playing these records, he gave me the stack, and I started discovering that, because there's a show called The New Dance Show in Detroit. It was a TV, dance show. And they were playing this stuff on New Dance Show. And I did not make the connection that these are the same guys that's making these records. And they're from Detroit, because I didn't know they were from Detroit. I just figured, Chicago dudes, somebody not from here. Then come to find out that not only is it people from Detroit, it was people my age that actually press records. Because back in those days, it was hard to press records. Now it's easy. But back then, it was hard. It was hard. And I started making a connection that these guys in my peer group, and they are accomplishing this stuff. So that's what really made me, it kind of inspired me to try to do my own thing also. So that's how I got into techno, through the art.
That's a great story.
Next one.
Yeah.
Oh, it's me again. Holy shit.
Yeah. You're on after Mark. Gross. I have to stand for the goals.
Okay. Okay. The next question is, what's your take on the current scene? You know what? It's become, the current scene has become commodified
And saturated.
and oversaturated.
Yes.
It's honestly too easy to make tracks. It's too easy to do anything. You're learning to DJ. I mean, there's no paying of dues. There is no, the learning curve is like flat. I mean, you could DJ like in a day now.
It's best to be a content creator than a DJ.
Well, that's basically what it is now.
Yeah,
It's
they're
content
creators.
Yeah. And
Who said it best was DTM Funk. He called it TikTok techno.
TikTok techno. Absolutely.
So shout out to DTM Funk.
And that's what it is, It's once again it's kind of incumbent upon us to keep pushing the old values, because it's gonna get lost in the sauce if we don't do anything, you know what I mean? So that's why I give kudos to Mark for having these talks and everything, and just communicating this stuff, because but then too, the flip side of that is the old values are what keeps us relevant. It's not the fact that we're like cutting edge and new and hot, but it's the fact that we represent the old school values. And as many people get into it for the wrong reasons, the other people that get into it for the right reasons, and they are looking for inspiration and guidance. And this is where we remain. We're standing in the breach, and we remain in the breach. And
I was just telling her the other day about how I've seen the future or the past. As long as we've been around, I've seen it go around 3 or 4 times.
Oh,
I've seen the
absolutely.
same things go around 3 or 4 times. I've been around longer than some of these clubs. Still, a lot of DJs become, relevant and irrelevant. They're in it for the wrong reasons or whatever. It's just, we stick. It's because I have a love for the music. And I think more people are trying to. My dad used to say, just remember, more people like to be entertained than educated. So you have to, the people who are educated about things like this, they can, move forward. I want them to move forward and towards this direction, like this, and like the talks and stuff we're giving. There's a lot of people are going to call you, oh, this is old, this, old, that, and you have no idea that the stuff you're making now sounds like the stuff you made in the 90s. You sound like a beginner, you just don't know it, and other people listening now don't know it either. So it's like, you'll get to the point where you'll see why we're still here. We're still here because of the stuff. We've been through all this before. Mm-hmm. I know what you're gonna say. I know how you're gonna play. I know what everybody's gonna. I've seen the club seen so many times, and it's new to them, but it's not new. It's not new. It's new. I've seen new 3 or 4 or 5 times already. I've already seen it, and they will too. They'll see it. They'll see it again. And a lot of us like, a lot of the equipment you guys are playing on. You guys are still buying some of the old equipment that we're using. Everybody's still, when that time you're looking for 909s, you couldn't find them anywhere. It's still that 909, still the same sounds. Still the same sounds out there. Right. I've heard some records now sound like records from back in the days. It's like, yeah, you're starting, it sounds like it to us. It sounds like I can hear that you're the beginningness of your tracks. It's well produced, but not a lot put in. You're letting the music, you're letting the machines play for you. Mm-hmm. I like to make sounds. When I make my music, it's on purpose. It sounds like a lot of them are stumbling on sounds, like, oh yeah, this sounds cool, this sounds cool, this sounds cool together. Never put it out like that. So a lot of stuff is already pre-programmed, and a lot of people don't even know I've heard some pre-programmed tracks that people are using out there. I'm like, well, you know, that's what's going, and it's selling. But, you know, if that's what you like, then, you know, eventually you'll get to the, you know, to the real stuff, like the new food. It's like food. To me, it's McDonald's. You know, I like, you know, I've had McDonald's. Mm-hmm. I've never, there's a chef that told me, I want to try this kind of food, try different types of food. You know, McDonald's is okay, but it's not the only food out there, not the only stuff out there. I just, you know, I'm going to put that out there.
Okay, this one's for Mark. And yours, because on your website,
The same question.
it's written in big letters, who's playing is not as important as what's playing.
Yeah, that's kind of just what to reiterate and just what I'm saying. It's more about, you know, what the person's playing, not just who. Like, it's so, this internet thing is making it so it's about the person more than the music. It's about them, and it's making it like not like a lot of people get booked like that. They get booked, and I've heard conversations where people's like, well, I should be on top billing because I have more followers than this guy. I've heard these things. It's just look, my mouth opens like, what? Are you fucking serious? Like, yeah, you know, so you market better than this guy, so you deserve to be on here, and it's just, it's remarkable how asinine it is. But, you know, that's them. I'm gonna still stick around. I'll be around, and I'm gonna keep doing my thing out there. And these, you know, I want my music to be out there. I like the music to be out there, or the events I do, let them be out there, not so much as me. It's my face. Like, it's always been, that's one of the reasons why I got with you out in the first place. I'm like trying to do that all the time because it's like, I don't like taking pictures. I just don't. It just feels awkward. I don't even have a lot of family photos with me. I just don't like pictures that much. I'm like, it feels, the pose, whatever. If you're gonna take a picture of me, do it while I'm not looking. Don't say look. You know, it's almost like look at the camera and smile. Like, I'm uncomfortable. But I just don't like being filmed that much. It's just not part of you know, how I was raised. It's not like I don't think like I'm the shit. Somebody has to tell you that. You know, I don't think that. I do what I got to do out here, whether you respect it or not. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, your opinion has nothing to do with me. So that's how I feel. That's how I feel about this situation.
Thank you. And already.
Yeah, we only have 5 minutes left.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so which one?
Just the rest.
Oh,
From.
okay.
The last one.
He said, I think the answer is yes, of course. Can we expect more Night in Detroit events? If so, can you give us a teaser?
Yeah, we're having more nights of Detroit events. That's the plan. We plan on doing. Actually, the first one we did was at Albania, right, at the Kala Festival. That's the first one. That was the experimental one right there. The other two were here, so we're not just do them in Brussels. We're going to try to do them in other locations. So we're going to try to spread this out as far as I can. That's the idea. So be on the lookout for more like Detroit.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
For that story. Thank you.
Encore une fois, un énorme merci à Marc Flash, Alan Oldham, Alex Guisson pour nous avoir prêté le lieu qui a permis de réaliser cette interview à l'époque, et Daria de l'équipe du C12 qui nous a permis de rencontrer ces deux grands artistes que sont DJ T1000, je le dis à la française, et Marc Flash. On va se mettre un petit morceau de Marc Flash, un classique Central Station, gare centrale, et puis on débriefe l'interview avec Chloé. Central Station. On parle un peu de cette interview?
Un chouïa.
Un chouïa, qu'est-ce qui t'a marqué, toi? Qu'est-ce que t'as retenu?
Ben, déjà que j'avais bien raison pour ceux qui ont écouté la première émission. Bah, j'avais tapé dans le bon. Bah, sur l'influence, par exemple, de Front 242. Voilà. 242.
Oui, Front 242.
Front 242.
Moi, ce qui m'a vraiment passionné, en fait, quand j'entends ces deux types parler, c'est les vieilles amitiés de quartier et ce truc qui est un peu resté, qui a traversé
hyper
les...
familial, quoi.
Mais oui, il y a un truc très familial,
Des
comme tu dis.
Rick May qui se connaissent depuis 10 ans. Enfin, c'est fou, quoi.
Oui, c'est juste incroyable. Depuis qu'ils ont 10 ans, ces pays-là, ils traînent ensemble. Et juste un moment...
Je rigolais parce que je disais, il y a une forme de consanguinité culturelle et amicale dans la techno de Détroit.
Quelque chose vraiment de cet ordre-là. Je ne sais pas si consanguinité est le bon terme, mais en tout cas, un truc très familial et très fermé. Toujours à l'heure actuelle, hein, d'ailleurs, quand on...
Délivrance. Tous ceux qui ont la ref.
Et moi, ce que j'ai bien aimé aussi, c'est entendre Mark Flash expliquer comment Mike Banks, l'a dirigé un peu pour créer sa première release sur UR, fait quelque chose qui vient de toi, fait quelque chose qui
Sa
te
propre
ressemble.
identité, ouais.
Et c'est hyper inspirant.
Donc, ce que tu me disais, sa propre identité, parce qu'il m'annonce comme quelqu'un qui parle excessivement bien anglais. Il fait chaud, j'ai le cerveau en vrac, donc j'ai compris beaucoup de choses, mais pas tout non plus. Et puis j'étais un peu dissipée aussi, comme vous pouvez le voir sur les images, mais c'est pas grave. Mais qu'il avait créé ses beats au clavier.
Oui, en fait, il a rejoué au clavier de la même manière que les percussions brésiliennes sont jouées. Donc il a tapé son clavier très rythmiquement, et c'est ça qui a donné
la chaleur et sa personnalité.
Et vraiment une couleur très très Mark Flash dans ses productions.
Tout à fait.
Toi, tu vas mixer maintenant?
Oui.
T'es contente?
Un petit peu, beaucoup.
Ah, parce que t'as plein de bons trucs qui te font plaisir.
Exactement.
Et tu vas commencer par quoi, juste pour avoir ton track d'intro?
Alefex, c'est un vieux track de DJT1000, parce que je suis l'équipe Alan Oldham. Et donc voilà, mais je vous laisse découvrir ça dans un instant.
En tout cas, big up Mark Flash, Alan Oldham, Chloé Timmermans, François Legras, Alex Guisson, Seb Welcome to Belgium, big up tout le monde, What is It Team, tous les voisins qui boivent des Orval. Allez, big up à tout le monde. Chloé, t'es prête? Yavoul, c'est parti. Allez, let's go.
T1000 liquid metal shape changer. 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 my big fat white ass. Black guys really love my big fat white ass. Black guys really love my big fat white ass. Black guys really love my big fat white ass. Black guys really love my big fat white ass. Black guys really love my big fat white ass. Black guys really love my big fat white ass. Black guys really love my big fat white ass. Black guys really love my big fat white ass.